Welcome back to the Essentially You podcast, all about reinventing your health with safer, cheaper, more effective natural solutions and powerful lifestyle changes so that you become the CEO of your health. I am your host, Dr. Marisa Snyder. When it comes to balancing our hormones, nutrient deficiencies can really mess things up on a cellular level. I mean, how can you expect your body to make the hormones that you need and to operate the hormone pathways without the key essential nutrients that drives not only making those hormones, but drives those pathways? And with over 60% of women or more dealing with nutrient deficiencies in many key vitamins, minerals, and cofactors, it is no wonder many of us are feeling so tired, irritated, and brain fogged, just to name a few symptoms that are created due to not having the nutrients in our body that we need. Now, when I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's and low thyroid function, I was shocked to find that I was lacking in selenium, zinc, iron, certain B vitamins, and magnesium. And if you're wondering what supplement to start with to begin to support your hormones, your metabolism, your energy levels, even your brain function, I promise that I'm going to give you that answer on today's Q&A Friday. Now, today's question was sent in by Lisa Jones. Lisa reached out to me because her doctor had told her to step up her supplementation, but it wasn't clear to her what should she start taking. So here is Lisa's question. Dr. Marisa, I'm 35 years old, and my energy levels are completely gone, along with an irregular menstrual cycle and what feels like a broken metabolism and sluggish digestion. What is the best supplement for me to be taking every day to improve some of these symptoms? Well, that's such a great question because I'm asked this question all the time. Like, what's the first supplement I should begin taking? And the first supplement that I recommend is magnesium biglycinate. And that's because magnesium is a girl's best friend. At least it's been my best friend these last several years. And when I recommend it, I'm really thrilled and delighted to see how often women respond so quickly. I know when I started taking magnesium several years ago at night, it made such a difference. Almost immediately, my digestion, my sleep, and my energy levels jumped. And I was really happy because it was very clear to me that I had been deficient in this particular mineral for quite some time. Now, magnesium is critical to your body's ability to relax and stay calm. Symptoms of magnesium deficiency are typically centered around your body staying on overdrive. And that's the thing. The reason why I see that most women are dealing with nutrient deficiencies, especially one in magnesium, is that we are running a mile a minute. We are taking care of everyone else's needs. We're handling career, we're handling our night job, we're handling all of it. And when we're in a chronic state of stress or a perceived stress state, we have to burn through a ton of nutrients for our bodies to just function at that capacity. So when we're in overdrive, we begin to start feeling super irritable, restless, and anxious. We start getting headaches and migraines. We start even developing, momentary hypertension, muscle cramps and spasms, definitely feeling a lack of energy, even to the point of chronic fatigue, that is cellular fatigue, and then insomnia, trouble sleeping, and an inability to wind down due to all that mental chatter at night because your cortisol levels are so high. Magnesium deficiencies can be subtle, but it's something that you will begin to notice. And when you start taking the supplement, I think that's really the kicker, is when you begin taking a really high quality magnesium supplement, you will notice the difference pretty quickly when your body is getting all of that nutrient that it needs. Now, what is so true about magnesium is that our bodies literally leverage it in over 600 different reactions inside of the body. And I'm going to share a little bit about what happens when we get the magnesium that we want. There are 8 pretty significant ways magnesium can boost your body's healing potential. One, it's a massive mood stabilizer. I cannot tell you how many times I've been told by women that by taking magnesium at night in particular, just lessens stress levels. It's like a natural anti-anxiety remedy. It's great for emotional, physical, and mental relaxation. It helps to fight depression and anxiety. It helps you to feel calmer, less irritable, and just feel like you're more in control of your body. Next, it's phenomenal for reproductive hormone health, hence why it makes the list as the number one supplement I'm going to always recommend. And basically, that's because your reproductive hormones, your pathways, and your organs are reliant on magnesium to keep them in balance. So if you're struggling with low libido, infertility, severe PMS, PMDD, menstrual cramps, you want to up that magnesium to help address some of those symptoms. Next is sleep and relaxation. Ooh, goodness. So many people are struggling with sleep. This is why I take magnesium before going to bed. I take about 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium before going to bed every single night. Again, I take the magnesium biglycinate. I'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. But it helps to calm my mind. It helps to make sure that my digestive system is functioning, and it helps to ensure that I get good quality sleep at night. And that's what I love so much about magnesium, is it'll definitely get you in the mood for sleep. It also supports the HPA axis and hormone balance. Remember, I talk about the stress response system all the time. And when our HPA axis is upregulated, we know that our stress response system is literally on overdrive. And magnesium has a way of helping the body to handle stress-induced cortisol spikes and protect your body and hormones from being deregulated. Magnesium also helps fight against insulin resistance, which, is another area that we talk a lot about here on the podcast. Insulin, as you know, is a hormone that controls your blood sugar levels. Imbalanced insulin, especially insulin resistance, is a major root cause for things like PCOS, endometriosis, estrogen dominance, even issues for perimenopause, and more. So having magnesium help to regulate these hormones and help to get you back on track, especially when it comes to insulin, is going to be so, so key. Next, magnesium is wonderful for cutting down inflammation. It has powerful anti-inflammatory properties that help your body in many ways. It helps for muscle recovery, especially after a workout. It helps to calm cellular inflammation that contributes to chronic disease. And by having adequate amounts of this mineral inside of the body, it really keeps you living in a state of ease and grace. Then we've got improved energy, which I know everybody wants. I would like more all the time. So one thing that I hear from women, this is probably one of the biggest things besides sleep, reducing muscle issues, digestion support, and then also helping with anxiety. Energy is one of the things that people feel the most. And especially when we're dealing with things like chronic fatigue, or you're feeling exhausted by 3 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, magnesium is that little bump of energy. And that's because it helps your mitochondria efficiently create more energy so that your body has the right fuel to keep moving throughout the day. So I love magnesium for this. And this is really where we see magnesium, or a lack of magnesium, contribute to chronic fatigue. It's because your mitochondria aren't getting the cofactors that it needs to run, and it is basically sleeping on the job. So we want to make sure that your mitochondria are running at peak capacity. There's a lot of ways we do this, but making sure that it's got all the right cofactors like CoQ10, magnesium, acetyl L-carnitine. These are going to be things that help the mitochondria work at their most peak capacity. And then number 8 is just really overall health. So whether you're dealing with migraines, headaches, hypertension, digestive issues, constipation, magnesium is a very powerful mineral to help maintain balance and homeostasis inside of the body. So now that we know all the benefits, and now we recognize that 60% or more women are struggling with magnesium deficiencies, and we know it's very, very safe to take, ways to increase magnesium levels inside of the body, because I want to just share with you some ways in which that you can naturally get magnesium into the system. One of the first ways to consider it is going to be with food. So there are definitely magnesium-rich foods, things like pumpkin, Swiss chard, spinach, kale, hemp seeds, almond, salmon, yogurt, even dark chocolate can help to boost magnesium and restore balance in your body. Just note that you would have to eat a lot of these foods, but they all contribute over time every single day. But also note that in today's world, our soil quality, a lot of our food quality isn't what it used to be. So although we're getting some, we're not getting all that we need. And hence why we're probably, a lot of us, struggling with that deficiency, is if we're not getting enough of it from food and we're burning through it because we're stressed, we're going to find ourselves at a deficient. Then the next way, and probably the easiest way, this has definitely been the way that I've been doing it ever since I started taking magnesium, is to supplement. This is the best way to ensure that you have enough of this vital mineral, because decreased availability of magnesium in our food supply, in our soil, and then the chronic stress that depletes our magnesium and other factors that contribute to nutrient deficiencies, taking supplements is really the best way to keep your body on track and to guarantee that you're getting what you need. So magnesium supplements are relatively side effect free, especially if you're working with a high quality magnesium supplement. Not all supplements are created equal. We know that. But most of them are pretty gentle on the stomach and gentle on the body. So you don't usually experience side effects. The one thing that you could experience if you take a lot of it is that you may have a laxative effect. Hence why I love magnesium citrate for constipation. It just moves things along. So if you take too much magnesium, you might find yourself having just moving things along pretty quickly. It's that laxative effect that we see with magnesium. Now, the number one magnesium that I recommend is magnesium chelate, glycinate, or biglycinate. And ideally with the magnesium oxide to really help with the digestive support as well, because so many people are struggling with digestive distress. I cannot tell you how many women come to me dealing with constipation. Now, this has been such a big breakthrough for me when I created my Essentially Whole supplement line earlier this year, although I've been working on it for quite some time. One of the first supplements I wanted to make sure that I released was my Magnesium Restore. And what it is an elemental magnesium biglycinate. It's chelated, so it absorbs really fast. It works very quickly. It's what the body is used to using, and you will feel the effects. We've actually sold out of this supplement a couple of times already, and we literally just got a new batch just a couple of days ago. But what I love so much about magnesium glycinate is that it's designed to be absorbable, bioavailable, and it gets your magnesium levels increased faster, which is really what we want. We want to be able to get our supplies back up as quick as possible. Now, another particular type of magnesium that I really love, if you're looking for something specific for sluggish digestion and constipation, although my Magnesium Restore from the Essentially Whole line has magnesium oxide, which is phenomenal for constipation and moving the digestive system along. But if you're looking for something very specific to that, that would be magnesium citrate. And this is going to be designed to improve digestive levels, help to move through any issues of constipation. I definitely recommend taking magnesium citrate or my Magnesium Restore, just probably taking 3 capsules instead of 2. So if you're dealing with any level of constipation for 2 to 3 days, definitely make sure you're taking something to move things along, and always take it at night so that the magnesium can work itself out, work through your body. You wake up and you have a bowel movement, everything's good to go. I know many of us are not traveling, but definitely I hear so much from people when they are traveling. Like the second you get on that plane, bam, it's like your body knows and everything just locks up. So it's always important to have a good magnesium supplement when you travel or when you're going on trips or at conferences, when you know your digestive system is going to be off, or even if you eat something that you know isn't really serving you, making sure to take magnesium at night. Again, magnesium citrate, I recommend 300 to 400 milligrams to start. If you take too much, clearly things will get pretty runny. But 300 to 400 milligrams is a great place to start. You can go all the way up to 600 milligrams, no problem. And then with the Magnesium Restore, which has some of the same benefits in terms of moving the digestive system along, you're looking at 2 to 3 capsules every single night before going to bed to keep things moving. Now, there are other forms of magnesium on the market. Just be mindful because the types of magnesium can seem endless and it can be confusing. That's why I wanted to have this conversation today and really direct you in the right direction. I want you to be cautious because other types may not be pure. They may not deliver the most magnesium to your body. They're definitely probably not bioavailable, and they're not elemental where they're designed to really work on a cellular level and uptick that increase in your body very quickly. So just look out. You always want to make sure that you're working with a supplement that is third-party tested, no GMO, no soy, no level of gluten. Any of that stuff, right? We don't want to have anything in our supplements that could be contributing to the problem. You want a vegan-based supplement as well so that your body is really able to absorb it. So like I mentioned, if you are thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, my energy is struggling, I cannot go to sleep for the life of me, I'm struggling with my mood, I'm struggling with my periods, like something isn't right, and you're not sure where to start, I always recommend starting with magnesium. There are definitely a lot of other supplements that I recommend as well, and I have a really incredible supplement guide. So in the show notes, I'm going to have the link for my Magnesium Restore supplement, and I'll have a link for my literally brand new supplement guide that you can grow and grab as a bonus. It will go through all the supplements that I recommend for women's hormone issues, including activated B vitamins, zinc. Iron is a huge one as well for me that I think is massive for women. So it will talk about those supplements as well. But the first place I would start, because most likely you're struggling in that department, is going to be with magnesium. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on to the Essentially You podcast. It's always a pleasure to get down to the nitty gritty and share what's going on. In the next episode, I'm bringing on Dr. Sandra Dalton-Smith. We're going to be talking about how a lack of rest leads to energy burnout and decreased productivity. And no, I'm not just talking about sleep. There are different types of rest, and we're going to get into that sacred rest that each and every one of us needs to tune into. Luckily, it doesn't take a lot of time to tune into that, but Dr. Sandra Dalton she is onto something, and this episode is going to literally open it wide open to the types of rest that we could be missing out on. So until the next episode, have an amazing day, and I will see you soon.